Good evening and welcome to the May 16th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If everybody would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening again and welcome. We do have several public hearings this evening, and this is the first one. Proposed changes to the basic in nature to the Waterboro Zoning Ordinance. So the Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing in regards to this, and this is receive comment on the proposed zoning ordinance changes for section 203 in definitions. So I will open the public hearing, and Mr. Gilpatrick, our CEO, has requested both of these changes, so why don't you give us a quick rundown of what you're looking for.
Thank you, Dennis. The changes are very basic in nature to the Waterboro Zoning Ordinance. They basically reflect policy that was put in place years ago by adding the proper verbiage in section 203. Prior to the construction or installation of any building or structure, the property owner must conduct the property or contractor shall provide the code enforcement officer a certification of the land from a land surveyor demonstrating the placement of the foundation meets required setbacks. That is basically the first change in the verbiage to the ordinance. And then the second portion is, of course, as Dennis had mentioned, the definitions. The definitions are as follows. The definition of foundation: any base material that provides frost protection for a habitable space. Sorry, I'm moving too fast. Dave was putting those up on the board for anybody who'd like to follow along. And then the foundation certification: a base for habitable structure requiring a licensed surveyor to locate and produce a document verifying setbacks and the location on said lot. There is, you're on the Shoreland Zoning, David.
Where do you want to go? Up
The first email.
Down.
The first email.
First side.
Yep.
Six.
Nope. Disregard.
Yeah. We got it.
Disregard. Anybody who'd like to follow along, there's another email in there. I don't know if you received it or not.
All right, so Article 2, general provisions,
Correct.
under section 2.03, building occupancy and change of use permits required, okay? There are two changes. One, all abutters will be notified by mail, and the second section is prior to the construction, as Mike just explained, that we would need to locate the foundation.
Correct.
And then there's just definitions are in the foundation,
Yeah,
right?
as follows. Correct.
Okay? Any questions from the public? Any concerns from the board?
I just, we did this once before, but the setback requirements, or the requiring an engineer to mark out the pins. In some cases, yes, but not all situations. And it shouldn't read that everybody's gotta do it. When you got 100 acres and you build it in the middle of it, I don't feel that the building lot should have to have the pins located in.
No, the foundation certification isn't designed to be, it's not designed to be an overall survey of the lot. It's just basically to state that it's in compliance with our setback requirements. So they just locate, they don't have to actually do a comprehensive survey.
But they've gotta locate the 4 outside pins,
Of the foundation.
which if you've got 100 acres, is a major job.
Correct.
If it's a half acre and it's up in Lake Arrowhead, yes, the pins need to be identified because we put them foundations to the
Sure.
strict inch. But if you're out on 15 or 20 acres or 100 acres and you're building some type of an outer building, I just don't agree that a man needs to do that type of surveying after he's paid the taxes for 40 or 50 years.
Any other comments? I would entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
And you want to second that, Dwayne, or?
Yeah,
can
I will.
second.
I forgot we didn't have anybody down there.
Oh.
I'm down here by
All those in
myself.
favor of closing this public hearing, and we will immediately go into the next. And this is the second public hearing to receive comment on the proposed Shoreland Zoning Ordinance change to section 15B-1, section E, and section 16H. And again, I will default to Mr. Gilpatrick on an explanation.
Okay. I'm requesting that in Shoreland zoning, we have what we call an overlapping zone, the AR zone. Dave, could you, and the overlapping zone consists primarily of the AR zone, which is agricultural residential, and of course the DEP's mandatory shoreline zoning regulations. Excuse me?
You look at these pictures.
Yep. Yep, if you could expand it out some, come down to where the lake is. This is an example of Middle Branch Pond. This is just an illustration to show the AR zone. The AR zone is the light green area around the edges of the pond. These lots are also, this is an attempt to show you that the majority of the lots on a lot of our natural resources are 20,000 feet or even in some cases less. This is Lake Sherburne, as we all know. Lake Arrowhead has a lot size of 20,000 square foot per lot. If you scroll down to the next one, David, you can. This highlights currently, keep going please. This highlights currently the same location. This is with the Shoreland zoning map overlay put on. Basically, what the change that I'm asking for is going to eliminate that AR within that portion. This will become our zoning map within that 250-foot buffer. That's strictly the shoreline zone, the mandatory DEP shoreline zone. And with that change, I'd like to reduce currently how we observe this area, because it's the underlying AR zone. There is a road setback of 75 feet. This is a great illustration because you can visualize very easily what kind of ability these lots have for any expansion and or accessory building 75 feet from their road that goes around these ponds. Many of these lots are only 100 feet deep, so if you follow or you comply with DEP's mandatory shoreline zoning, you have to be 100 feet from the resource. So that leaves you very little to do anything with. So my proposal is to reduce that road setback by instituting just the shoreline zone within 250 feet from the water. That that reduces the roadside setback, or this change would reduce the roadside setback to 25 feet. And there are some more slides on here to illustrate that this isn't a Lake Sherburne specific issue. This is a waterfront specific issue. And if we eliminate the underlying zone, that gives us an opportunity to reduce the setback from the road. And I have also got comment from the DEP and the town attorney regarding this change. They are both in favor.
Okay,
Any questions on that?
questions from the public?
I would rather see you rezone that to village residential like you have up in Lake Arrowhead.
Right. It's
Because now you're creating another whole zone, which half of Lake Arrowhead should be in the middle of that, rather than change half of Lake Arrowhead's lots. If you're gonna do this on one pond, you need to do it on the rest of the bodies of water, which is gonna split zone Lake Arrowhead again.
And I disagree, because in every water body, any water body that is protected within 250 feet is already shoreland zone. Any major pond over 10 acres is zoned shoreland zoning. We just have that underlying. Currently in Lake Arrowhead, we have this split zone anyways. But we actually try to institute a 75-foot setback because that's how our ordinance is written. So this would tend to clean that portion up. Anything within 250 feet of the water, regardless of what lake or pond or water body it's on, would be viewed in this, that would create this zone. And the AR and the VR, as you had said, would go away within 250 feet of the water.
I don't wanna see Lake Arrowhead change, I wanna see it, that was a subdivision, and it was all in one zone, and I wanna see it left that way, because every time you turn around, you're gonna have questions and different code enforcements, and you can do it here, but you can't do it there, and you're not gonna be here forever, and somebody else is gonna read it in a different way, and it's in the wrong zone or the right zone. Yeah, I can see headaches coming. I've worked with this zoning since '83, so I do not agree with that.
But it only is effective
On the waterfront property.
if it's in shoreland zoning, correct?
If it's within
If
200 feet.
if it's within the shoreland zone,
Correct.
that's the only time that it has an impact on this change.
And it's gonna have an impact on that water.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, I know, but-
We don't have a choice but to enforce shoreland zoning.
Right.
I realize that, but, it ain't right. It just ain't right.
Any other comments? Sensing none, I'd entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
I'll do that.
Just a second, Dennis, we didn't go
Yep.
over the appeals portion.
Okay, go ahead.
The appeals portion, which is the 16H that was referred to at the beginning of the meeting,
Yes.
that basically, the intent of that is to give the ability, prior to this, our zoning ordinance was worded, or the Shoreland Zoning Ordinance was worded so that enforcement decisions were not appealable. That was based on some case law within the last year. Our town attorney, Natalie, had advised us to change that verbiage while we were doing some updates to shoreline zoning. Everything is subject to an appeal by the appeals board.
So-
Meaning enforcement actions, decisions on permits,
So we're striking out the last
the last
sentence, which
Yes.
is, says any
Exactly.
order, requirements, decisions, determination made, or failure to meet is not appealable. So she's saying that it's all appealable.
It's all appealable.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay?
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing on this.
Okay,
Second,
all those in favor? Opposed? All right. You wanna handle the, you wanna handle lot 355?
Please,
So
on E.
if I could have a motion to move up agenda item 9E.
so moved.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, so we're gonna jump to 9E, which is to discuss and vote on the municipal quitclaim deed, which is for lot 3, map 3, lot 55. This would be to Earl S. and Gretchen Nobles. And this is the property that was, we accepted bids on, and so we just need to approve this quitclaim deed so that, I'm assuming they've paid the money, and
I'll make a motion to sign a quitclaim deed for map 3, lot 55.
I will second that.
okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Do we have
Yep,
that somewhere here so we can sign, and
yep.
you can make copies and these folks can move on?
Thank you.
All right, we do have, we have any announcements from the board?
No.
Okay, we're moving on, additions or deletions to the agenda. See none. We do have an appointment, David Alves, he's requested a contract zone extension, so step right up to the mic there, or sit.
If I
Sit
may.
in front of the mic.
Well, thank you for allowing me to speak with you tonight. My name is Dave Alves. I'm with DMA Building Corp. I have a contract for contract zoning for property located on tax map 5, lot 50, 51, and 49-1, consisting of 19.4 acres. I'm requesting an extension of my contract due to the water supply status that has stalled the project for nearly a year and a half. I have approximately 4 months left on the contract and would like to extend so I can proceed with confidence of being able to achieve the approvals needed from the planning board.
Questions?
Comment,
Yep.
when you left here before, you was gonna explore what you had for water on that piece of property. I haven't seen you haven't brought anything in to...
Well, actually, when we left here, the water department said that they could accommodate one of the buildings. So we went in that direction. Then soon after that, they said they couldn't accommodate any building. So it stalled there. And then things went from there, and they got in touch with me, and they were going to explore it for a water source. So I thought it was going to go in that direction, but then I received a letter saying that they decided to go elsewhere, which puts me back on track to, now that they have the supply, puts me back
So
on track.
they never checked your property specifically?
They have not. That I'm aware of, but I
Well, I
believe
think
they
they would have told you, I would hope so, right? Yeah,
They were up there poking around.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, they did have permission, I did sign their letter of intent, but they said that they found a better spot.
Yeah, and they also reconditioned one of their gravel pack wells, I think, that increased their capacity. But that's at least the discussion that we've had in the last few months with them.
So if we approve this tonight, what's the timetable?
Well, and now I can move forward with my engineering and drafting and get on the planning board's agenda.
So it extends, I think, the two-year contract zone said it was in October of,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
Last meeting, our last meeting, October of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the planning board has recommended that that be extended for a year, so that would give you
Should be plenty of time.
that would give you, well, what?
A year and 4 months.
Yeah, so,
October of '24.
right.
Right.
So October 24 to get all of your approvals or walk away, right, basically, right?
I'm sure we can do it in a couple of meetings.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Comments? So that we do not hold Mr. Alves up, do we want to move 10A, discuss the vote to allow the contract zone extension to deal with it now?
I'd be in favor of that. You want to do that, Joe?
I have no problem.
Okay.
Okay?
So-
All those in favor of moving forward 10A? All those in favor? Opposed? All right. So discuss the vote to allow the contract zone extension to be extended for 1 year, and that would be, well, it would be, you would have to have all your planning complete by October of 2024, correct? Right. So, do I have that as a motion?
Yes, I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
You're gonna have to.
I will second it for discussion purposes. Any discussion, comments?
No.
I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 2-1. You have a 1-year extension,
Thank you, gentlemen.
okay? All right, let's get back to the agenda. Any public comments tonight? Correspondence, we do have the treasurer's reports, motor vehicle report, water district meeting minutes of 4/19.
Yeah.
We do have a letter from resident Curtis Gerry requesting a zoning change. And that zoning change would be to allow a medical marijuana grow facility within the village zone area.
Is the vote coming up in June?
Does not affect this. This is very similar to, and I forget the gentleman's name, but he wanted it on Clacksbridge Road, right?
Correct.
This medical marijuana grows are only allowed in A&R zone as long as they are located on Route 5 and 202,
Okay.
all right? So this gentleman wants to include in the village zone. So
Yeah.
my suggestion is that we hand it off to the planning
Planning
board.
board,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yep.
Can I speak?
Yeah,
It's also allowed in the general purpose zone as well.
okay,
So that was kind of the confusion here with this originally. It's allowed on the 202 and Route 5 corridor
right.
in the general purpose in the A&R zone. But it was skipped over, I believe it was probably due to lot size. As far as, or in the village portion of the Route 5 and 202. For whatever the reason, that village zone was excluded from that area. There's the 3 zones that are incorporated in Route 5 and 202, village, general purpose, and A&R.
What I don't see in Mr. Gary's,
Where's the general general purpose on
That's-
202?
That's from the grain store to down, just about down to the Heritage Company.
okay, so What I don't see specifically with Mr. Gerry's request is a specific lot. What he's asking is that we allow medical marijuana grows
In
with a
any
minimum of
A&R
40,000 square
approval.
feet in the village zone, right?
Correct.
So,
He's not.
again, I would suggest that we move that to the planning board. We're not gonna act
No, I
without the
agree.
planning board's request, right?
Right.
So,
Perfect.
why don't we get a note off to them? I know they got a workshop tomorrow night.
Yep, right.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
All right?
I'll make a motion that we send this off to the planning board.
I'll second.
All those in favor? All right. Selectmen's reports. Dwayne, anything?
Ted 57 had their vote last night on their budget. There was 45, 50 people there from 6 towns, including the town treasurer, town clerks and registered voter clerks and the whole 9 yards, so. Other than a very small handful, there was, said 57 employees.
Okay. Anything
Sad-
else?
It's just sad because talking millions of dollars and get that type of people out from 6 towns. That's it.
Anything else, Slim?
No.
Gary?
Nothing.
I am all set as well, so throw it over to you, Matt.
I really don't have a lot for you tonight, just an update that Public Works, still working on the damages from the heavy rains and prepping for paving. I know paving is part of our conversation for later on tonight is Holmes Road, but they're getting ready for the spring paving projects. Dwayne has already mentioned about the RS-57 budget validation meeting last night. And then, obviously, as a reminder that June 13th is the final validation for the vote. And all monuments have been placed on Panoramic Drive. And I know that Jason was going to send us a letter, he's going to follow up with it, but we're just waiting for the final deed from Mr. Cody. And I did provide you with a quick memo regarding the charter question and the 3 steps that are outlined by Natalie for your review as well. I don't need, I guess I can read the whole thing if you want me to, but in summary, the board could appoint 3 members, and those members would be responsible for filling the other vacant spots, because obviously nobody ran for it. Option 2, the board could ask voters again next June and have 6 people at that time to be elected at the same time to get out of the charter for review. And then Natalie's last suggestion was the board can have Natalie help review and make suggestions for some language to eliminate the 10-year review of the charter. And this would not restrict the Board of Selectmen or the public from asking for a review at any time moving forward. And that would also require a vote in June of 2024.
I just find it interesting that the board can't appoint the 6 remaining members, that we have to appoint the 3 members, and then they appoint. I guess I'm confused at the state law with that, but anyway. So we probably ought to tee this up when David gets back and at the next meeting to have a discussion relative to where do we want to go next.
Right.
Yes, so,
Yeah.
okay. Anything else, Matt?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, discuss zoning ordinance and shoreland ordinance changes from the public hearing. So what's your pleasure there?
I think we ought to wait till David gets back.
Can we table it?
Yeah, table it, but
Just
continue
postpone
it.
Yeah,
Continue it, but not table it.
okay.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with accepting a motion to.
I'll make a motion that
Postpone it
we
to the next
postpone it to the next meeting.
Okay. Do I have a second? All those in favor? All right, so Mikey, we won't bring you back in. Discuss vote on renewal liquor license for Five Ponds Public House. And I believe that we now have everything.
Yep, I gave just to you.
Yeah, you gave the last one.
Looking at it, it looks like everything is in order, so I'll make a motion to.
Okay, did we get anything from the sheriff's department?
Yes.
We did?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the liquor license for Five Pond Public House.
No, I'll second that.
And any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? They also need to renew their special amusement permit as well. If they've got music, then
Okay.
That
we
may-
wouldn't have to have a public
That
hearing.
may not be renewable. I think they got their liquor license and then they came in after, so that may not be.
But it's
due.
supposed to run consistent with the liquor license.
Oh, it is,
Yeah.
okay.
Which is fine with me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
you know, I don't see any, I haven't heard any issues with it, but
Right.
we wouldn't have to run a public hearing, we could just do it, but they need to submit the application. Okay. Discussion on Holmes Road in South Waterboro.
What's up with it?
This is a can of worms, but evidently there's, I know Gerry, Doug, and Charlie Brown from Selectmen Techniques at the time looked at issues in and around the current location of Holmes Road and whether or not there were deeds needed to be swapped.
There's a big question, and the surveyors are saying that the road is not located in the right location.
How'd that
But
come about?
it may be in the middle of a house.
It was voted on to accept that road in
71 originally.
Okay.
71, so who knows? I
Yeah.
mean, it's, there were some issues, I think, that were brought up back when Gerry Lamb was town administrator and Doug was public works director and Charlie Brown, but Charlie was gonna dig through his.
Yeah, so I reached out to Charlie Brown, and he worked for Sebago Tech, and I guess he's partially retired, but works quite a bit still. On or around 2014, Doug Foglio, Senior, the then Public Works, or Road Commissioner, had engaged with Charlie Brown to do some work, or to research the Holmes Road, or also known as back in the day, Grist Mill Road. From what he did find, and so actually Charlie Brown brought me to this survey, which was a boundary survey created by White Mountain Design Group in 1989. And basically shows the road probably in its existence today for the most part. So obviously we know it's been there for many years like it is today. One thing that was noted by Charlie Brown and also noted on this document is that, yes, the town voted to approve this in 1971, actually September 25th, 1971. The width of Grist Mill Road is unknown, however. It was not specified in the town warrant or the minutes of the town meeting back then. So we really don't have a lot to go on. I think that the other thing that Mr. Brown had mentioned to me on the phone, that he was going to go pull the files, which I believe we actually have a majority of, because that's where we got this one from as well. Angela had done some research on it with Sebago Tech, and they forwarded the documents out and she printed them, but Mr. Brown had indicated that the next step was with the Board of Selectmen to appropriate funding to to dive into this more. And what that dollar is today, I don't know. You know, surveying and
Right.
land swaps and deeds and whatnot.
When it
but-
came in, back when Doug was Public Works or Road Commissioner, there was, I believe, a $40,000 to $50,000 price tag
Yeah.
to determine even where, why the road's there.
Why is this coming up now?
So Jason, ultimately the Public Works Director,
Yeah.
was planning to have this road paved, and that was one of the roads that was gonna be repaired this spring.
Oh, okay.
And at some point from that conversation of being paved to now,
Yeah.
there's been some questions that we didn't,
It's been thrown back at us.
Yeah.
Thrown at the Public Works Director that
this
he
is not,
shouldn't be doing it and blah, blah, and the road wasn't where it was. and,
Okay.
It's opened up another can of worms, and I had it on the agenda to put it to rest.
Okay.
we did,
Uh,
we went down, was it last week, I think I told you?
Yeah,
So we went down
Monday, I think. you
last
said,
week,
but-
Jason and I took a ride down, and we walked, well, we parked right in the corner, I guess right in front of the fish, right over there in the corner there, the sharp corner. We parked right where the fish factory had been over there, close to the parking lot. And we walked the road, but, I mean, the two that are most impacted is the old mill building and Hutchins.
Wasn't wrong.
Are you Mr. Hutchins? No. So there was a gentleman that lived there
Yeah.
that had zero issues. Right there, the house in the corner. But, and needless to say,
Isn't got room enough in front of the garage to back there.
Well-
He's got to back in the garage, not in the.
He's been there for-
road.
he's been there for 20-plus years and he doesn't have an issue.
Yeah.
Those are the two close ones. But no matter where you move this road to, you're gonna have issues, because you got buildings already established on the other side, you got a
Right.
church on the other side. You can't go any closer to the church because you got the old loading docks in the way. So anyhow, that's how it came to
The
that.
question is,
We're not gonna move the road.
in 1971, what did they approve for a road? And who approved it? Because back then, the only way you could approve a road was the townspeople,
Well,
through town meeting. And I don't, unless they had a special town meeting to accept this road, it would have been in April.
But it sounds like they
Or
might have
March.
had a
March
special town meeting.
But,
Did we pull,
did that road go out to 202?
did we have minutes?
I did not know that stuff. Yeah, and they,
There was nothing in regular minutes of 2014, 13, 14, or 15 regarding.
No.
No, no.
I'm talking about 1971, which would have to be handwritten minutes in the archives, right? That would have showed a special town meeting.
Oh, I don't know, I wasn't.
we did not pull them.
No.
So let's,
After I talked to Charlie Brown and the surveyors that looked at it, I didn't dig back to the minutes. That was what, obviously, she had referenced, and also what Charlie Brown referenced, so I did not go digging, archive
so
records.
if we spend money on doing this, who delves into this to figure it out? Who does that?
Gonna have to be a land surveyor and
Yeah,
town attorney and the
but
landlord.
the fact of the matter is that we're not gonna move the road,
Right.
right?
Can't.
Well, when Doug was in here before, I believe his intention was to
Yeah.
move that.
Use what?
His intention was.
To move it?
was to go come in and move it.
Where you gonna move it to?
But somebody's gonna be upset.
Yeah. What's in that old grist mill building, anything?
Yeah, that's what that was. It was called Grist Mill Road
Right.
until E911 came along,
Yeah.
and then it became Holmes Road.
What's in that building?
church.
Oh, really?
It's
Oh,
in
okay.
there now.
Oh, yeah.
It was Hot and Smokehouse, and then they sold out
Right.
to another
Years
outfit.
ago, it was
Yeah.
the old box shop, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
railroad station.
Right, because the railroad bed is just behind
In
us.
the sixties, that's where the grain mill was.
Right. Okay.
So let's, I guess, see what Charlie's got. and
I'm
as
assuming,
far as I'm concerned.
we're not spending money on this, I'm assuming at this point, to move forward. Is that the flavor I'm feeling?
So if the road's gotta be paved, then pave it.
That's
I mean,
my
No, that's what I mean,
thought.
but we're not doing a lot of
I've
it.
been in town for 35 years, I mean, it's been the same road ever since I've been here, why not just keep it the same and nobody's yards get messed with?
Yeah,
The only question I would have on that one is, if somebody gets hurt down there, who's liable? Because we may not even own the road that they get hurt on.
well, but it was accepted as a town road in 71. So
Was it,
I-
yeah, but if you accept it, has the road been moved or, I don't believe that the road went out to 202 down there by Hamilton's and,
Well, it certainly did in 71. Now, it might not have done that before then, but
that road
when
went into,
Warren Roberts lived in that red house,
Yeah.
right, on the corner, that entrance was from 202.
did it go into them two houses or did it go
No,
up through there?
it
Was
went
a
all the
dirt-
way through.
But was it a dirt path that somebody started or was it
No, it
something
was
that?
paved. I mean, Warren owned that property for, I don't know how long he owned it, but certainly that,
Stuck in the corner lot,
yeah.
yeah.
And was it Wooded that owned the,
Wooded owned the other one, Wooded and somebody else owned where Hamilton bought.
right, so we're talking, 53 years ago.
Well, and we know that was done in 89 at the
Yeah.
at the very least, so.
Right. So I think certainly the town.
We liquidated it, I believe in
Well,
83.
probably was
but-
liquidated.
But we didn't go out to 202. We only paved to Houghton's, that one strip in. We didn't
Well,
make the
certain-
turn and go to 202.
It's certainly
So-
paved now.
Yes.
Let's find out what Charlie's got, and I would, unless he's got something that he can pull out of the files down there.
I mean, Jason wants to get it paved before the end of this year.
Well,
He's got it in the budget
Right.
to pave before July 1st.
Yeah,
You guys have a direction
But
on that?
I don't,
pave the road.
I feel sorry for Jason because it was thrown in his face and he didn't know anything about it and somebody hasn't come, wait till the last 5 minutes and throw something like that out and just wasn't right. When the man started the project
Well,
15 years ago.
My suggestion is that if the road needs to be paved, pave it.
You know, because, so, if research says, oh geez, no, the road is 5 feet this way, 5 feet that way, and it goes through somebody's house, what do we do then? It doesn't make any sense, just keep it the way it is, it's been there for many, many, many years, pave it.
That would be my suggestion.
You okay with it, too?
What are you gonna do?
I just won't put it to rest.
Yeah, let's just put it the rest right now, pave the damn road.
Anyway,
All right, let's jump on to 9D, discuss vote on abatement from assessor for map 47, lot 34.
Let's say lien, tax lien, piece of property.
No, I think that she had the,
It had been combined.
she had combined it. So in your packet.
Oh, I
there's,
remember that
uh,
one. Yeah.
An error on the assessor.
Right, so she had
So-
assessed it as a combined lot, and it shouldn't have been combined, so.
I'll make a motion to abate the lot 45, map 34.
All right, I'll second it.
All those in favor? Opposed? We already took care of quitclaim deed for 355. Discuss the vote on quitclaim deed for map 45, lot 1-544. And that would be,
It was never given a discharge.
For a quick, for a lien.
It was never given a discharge from a lien, so, because it's so old, it has to be proclaimed deed.
okay,
Make a motion.
this goes back to 2016.
Give a quick claim deed on lot 45.
Map.
Map
One.
45, lot 001-544.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Opposed? Discuss and vote, send zoning change request. I guess we already took care of that, right?
Yeah.
So,
You didn't vote on it, but you.
well, no, we voted. Dwayne made the motion, Gerry seconded,
You have to send it to the,
send it to the planning.
board.
yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right. I don't know.
Okay, and we already took care of 10A. Discuss vote to approve the minutes of May 2nd.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
Were you in favor?
Yep.
Okay.
Pending decisions, we're all set there. Week's action list, let's get the note to planning board.
Yep.
Agenda items for next week, or next meeting. We
You
have
want
any?
9A and B put on, from here
Right,
tonight, put on
right.
there.
So we're gonna bring back 9A, and, yeah, just give a note to Five Ponds that they should renew their
Yeah.
application. We can bring that back to. Okay, items needing signature, the abatements, quitclaim deed for, which we already signed for map 3, lot 55, map 45, lot 001-544, and the school board budget referendum and warrant notice of elections. So we must have a pile of them somewhere, right?
There we go.
Other than that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
And
So
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Opposed?